My child is hitting everybody in the playground. My child is a fussy eater. My child talks very rudely to us. What should I do? And my first question to these parents is, who in your family, which adult in your family is also doing the same behavior? Friends, I'm Riri Trivedi. I'm a psychotherapist, a trainer and a parenting coach, and today I'm going to be talking about the 6th guideline of positive parenting, which is role model the behaviors that you want from your children. This guideline is a part of the ongoing series of Pathways to Positive Parenting, where I am sharing guidelines for positive parenting and disciplining the children. And this is a part of that series which I am putting out on YouTube for all the Indian parents out there. Do you know that nature has made all species in such a way that the young ones are continuously imitating their parents or the adults in order to learn survival skills? So children, from the time they are born, their brains are designed in a way that they are going to learn and imitate everything from the parents so that they can survive. How to eat, how to walk, how to talk, how to express, how to ask, how to give. So even when the child is very young and the child is not responding, or you might think the child is not even learned to speak, still the child is continuously picking up the parents' facial expressions, sounds, body language, emotions and energy like a sponge. The child is continuously clued on to the parents' every minutest behavior, because that is how the child's brain is designed by nature, and that is how the child is going to learn the basic life skills to survive as a species. And hence, as parents, it becomes extremely important for us to recognize that our children are always learning things from us in the beginning. And so if we want to correct our children, the first step is to role model those good behaviors or habits ourselves. So many parents come to me with anger issues, lot of fears, anxiety, and they come saying that we want to fix our children. And as therapists, we always tell them that first work on yourselves, because children will be okay if the parents are going to be okay. When in a family, parents are continuously talking loudly, screaming, shouting, verbally abusing each other, then children learn to normalize these behaviors. If the adults in the family, when they get angry, they shout, they throw things in anger, they become very fussy on the dinner table and they are constantly criticizing the food, that today the salt is more, today the roti is kacha, today the rice is not cooked well, then children are also continuously learning and observing. Even when you think that the child is not paying attention, the child is still listening and observing, and the subconscious mind of the child is picking up all of this information that is in the child's environment. And before you know it, your child is also going to start demonstrating the same behaviors. So as parents, it can also be very scary, but it is also very important to know that we as parents are the first primary responsible people from whom the children are going to learn the good, bad, ugly and all of it. Even how we treat the child is also very important. So if your child is throwing a tantrum, if your child is showing anger, and if your child is rolling on the floor and screaming, how you at that time respond to your child and how you react to the child is also going to teach the child how he or she can behave with their friends or with others in a similar situation. So if a child is throwing a tantrum and you now slap the child or hit the child or threaten the child learns that this is how we must treat other people in such situations. So it is very important for parents to understand that they have to first regulate themselves. As parents, we need to first do all the things that we want our children to do. And only when we have done it and we are practicing it, it's going to be much easier for the children to learn from us. Of course, as the child becomes older, the child goes to school, the child will now start also learning from the teachers, from the bus conductor, from the bus driver, from the nanny, and there will be many other adults in the child's life from whom the child is going to learn good behaviors or bad behaviors. But remember, the initial years, the primary years, is where the child learns from the adults in the immediate environment. So it could be parents, or it could be grandparents or relatives if you are living in a joint family. So your child, if you need to correct your child's behavior, the first step is to correct that behavior in yourself. One mother wrote to me on Instagram saying, "Ma'am, my child is hitting everybody in the playground, and I explained to the child so many times that you should not hit, you should not beat, but the child doesn't listen. So the only option was I hit the child. I gave him one tight slap so that he learns a lesson not to hit others." What do you think about this? Do you think that a child understands that a mother hitting the child is okay, but the child hitting somebody else is not okay? Well, apparently not. Children's logical minds are not fully developed when they are young. Their logical, rational mind only develops when they are much older and continue to develop in their late 20s. So very young children don't understand logic. So if you try to explain to them about good habits using logic, rationale, or using stories, they might not understand. But if you do it repeatedly and demonstrate to them, they will instantly imitate and learn it immediately. So children do not understand logic and rationale. So many parents feel very frustrated that I am trying to explain to the child, I have told 10 times, the child is not learning. Remember that children's logical brains, till they are not fully developed, they will not understand logic. They will not understand the consequences of doing certain behaviors. And when they don't understand consequences, they will not learn. So the only way to teach good things to your children is to start doing those good things yourself. How you behave with your spouse, for example, is also very important, because a child also now learns how to behave with his or her friends in the same way. So if you and your spouse are constantly arguing over small things, you are indulging into power games, you are constantly trying to put each other down and show one-upmanship, your child is also going to show that behavior in his or her relationships as a child or even as an adult. Even how you talk on the phone or how you talk to your friends, if you constantly are telling lies to your friends, poking fun about them behind their back, gossiping about them, your children also learn to do the same with their friends in their friend circle. So remember, smallest of your gestures, your behaviors, your thoughts and actions are being picked up by your child 24/7. It is something not to be scared about, but it is just something you need to be mindful about and recognize. So even the good things that you do, you don't have to teach them good things if you are doing all those good things yourself. Yes, there may be some exceptions where parents will say, okay, we are doing all the good things, we are always telling the truth, but my child is telling lies. How did that happen? Well, children do learn to experiment. They try to experiment. They try to also do other things that parents are not doing. But let me tell you that if they are repeatedly seeing a certain behavior from a parent, there is most likely that is going to have a bigger program in their subconscious mind than something that is just done once or twice. So the more and more you repeat positive behaviors as a parent, the bigger will be the child file in the subconscious mind. And while immediately you may not see those behaviors in your children, you will start noticing them coming to the surface at a later stage. You must also recognize that sometimes children unknowingly trigger you. So they may do exactly those behaviors that you hate, that you detest, that you really don't like. And by doing that, they are pushing your hot buttons. But as a parent, remember that in those situations also, how you respond to the child will go a long way in setting the right example for your child and what are the appropriate behaviors in such situations as well. So practice self-regulation, practice simple techniques that I am teaching you in my videos to keep your cool, to stay calm, to choose an appropriate response and not to be a victim of your triggers. When you do that, you are setting the right example for your child. Remember, as a parent, if you tell your child that I'm feeling angry right now, I'm going to excuse myself, take a few deep breaths and come back so I can deal with you calmly, every child is going to learn and understand that he or she can also do the same. Parents who willingly, consciously practice self-regulation techniques, show their children how emotions can be managed using breath work, using deep breathing, using meditation, humming or chanting. They do not realize it, but children learn this and they definitely apply it when the right time comes. So as parents, remember, before trying to fix your child, it is very important to know and recognize that you need to first fix your behaviors, your emotions, your beliefs, and your child is going to be okay. I hope this video was useful. If you have any other thoughts or comments, please do write in the comment section. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Also, do not forget to check out the other guidelines that I have shared in this series.